Before we go into the video proper, I would like to point out a little thing that a lot of my viewership aren't actually subscribed to my channel, so help a guy out, please. JLA Earth 2 may have opened the door to the world of comics to me, but whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow was the pretty girl who grabbed my hand and dragged me to the dance floor. Yes, my copy of Alan Moore's greatest Superman story is in the horrible Superman Distant Fires reprint, as well as the first issue of John Byrne's Man of Steel, so I'm not only getting the end of an era, but the beginning of one as well. Sadly, Distant Fires is a part of the package. I can't do anything about that. Just like last week, I won't be covering the entire story because I want people to check out the story later on. There are key moments that I will be talking about, so there are minor spoilers. But most of the key moments, the emotional beats, as well as the ending, I'm not talking about those. So you can go in this only being lightly spoiled. The story opens with a journalist coming to interview Lois Lane, who quickly corrects him, saying that it's no longer Miss Lois Lane, but it's Mrs. Lois Elliott. The feature the journalist is working on appears to be titled The Last Days of Superman. The guy is a little nervous as Lois is a legend at the Daily Planet, but she assures him that he's doing okay, and they begin the interview. She begins the story by talking about the first major incident. When Superman was returning from doing government work in space one day, he found out that Bizarro, an opposite clone of Superman, who was normally just a minor nuisance, had gone on a killing spree in Metropolis. When confronted by Superman, he reveals that he had killed his entire world because he wanted to be the perfect imperfect duplicate of Superman. Finally coming to the conclusion that if Superman is alive, in order for him to be the perfect imperfect duplicate, he has to be dead, and he ends up killing himself. Soon after this, however, Superman's secret identity is revealed to the entire world by two minor members of his rogues gallery, the Toyman and the Prankster. And they did this by killing one of his childhood friends, Pete Ross. When confronted about it, they look dazed and confused. Superman is confused by this and a little worried, given that Bizarro, Toyman, and Prankster were nuisances, and now they came back as killers. What would happen if the killer started coming back? Though they didn't know it at the time, Luthor had discovered the broken head of Brainiac and wanted to study it. Instead, Brainiac ends up using his abilities to take over Luthor and plan his final revenge on Superman. Soon after his identity was revealed, the Daily Planet is attacked by the Superman villain Metallo. Superman stops the attack, but he is worried about what this means, and he decides to take all of his loved ones to the Fortress of Solitude where he can better protect them. Later that night, Superman is visited by the Legion of Superheroes. They are a team of superheroes from the future who had adventures with Superman when he was a kid. They give him a memento, a sort of thanks for everything he's done and, well, being a good friend and everything. But Superman notes the timing of why now, and they don't answer. And the entire thing has a somber feel to it, signifying that Superman might, in fact, die. The next day, a bunch of villains, led by Luthor Brainiac, attack Superman. In order to prevent other heroes from this time from helping Superman, they put up a force field around the entire Fortress of Solitude. It's a stalemate so far, with Superman destroying most of their weapons from long range with heat vision, but being unable to get close to them because of the Kryptonite Man, a man, whose power is that he's made of kryptonite. For the sake of the spoilers, I'm just going to summarize this part of the story in a single line. The stalemate ends with most of the villains either dead or having fled, but Superman's side ends up taking a few casualties as well. However, none of this actually makes sense. as Superman begins to wonder, why would all of his villains attack right now? Why is Brainiac's force field still up despite the generator being destroyed? He takes a moment to think for a while and realizes that there's only one villain in his entire rogues gallery who hasn't yet made an appearance and could feasibly be behind the whole thing, Mr. Mxyzptlk. Mix then goes on to reveal himself and says that the reason he did this was that he's a fifth-dimensional imp and he gets bored. And after being a mischief maker for so long, he wanted to become truly evil. And he'd start by killing Superman. Superman tells Lois to run as he knows that he can't defeat Mxyzptlk at his full power because he's partly magic, but Lois then points to the memento that the Legion of Superheroes gave him, and what he was holding in his hand, the Phantom Zone projector. Superman quickly enters deep into the fortress and retrieves it, and points the Phantom Zone projector at Mxyzptlk. Realizing he's trapped, he escapes back to his own dimension, or tries to. Just as he says the word to get back to his own dimension, Superman's Phantom Zone ray hits, splitting him between two different dimensions and killing him. Exactly what Superman had planned. Superman is heartbroken by the fact that he took a life, going against his oath never to kill. Lois points out that he had to and he hadn't done anything wrong, but Superman says nobody has the right to kill. Not Mxyzptlk, not you, not Superman, especially not Superman. He goes into a room with experimental gold kryptonite, and Lois concludes the interview by saying, "That was the last time I ever saw Superman." Now, for those of you who know what the story is about and have actually read the entire story, you know that this isn't the exact end of it. And I am not going into that part because I expect some people who watch this video to have never read this story, and I want to keep the ending a surprise for them. If you've guessed what the ending might be, well, good for you. I would like to end this video with a quote from Alan Moore that actually appeared in the original print run for this comic book. "This is an imaginary story. Aren't they all?"